We're going to move on to 7.0 board member reports, and I'll start with Board Member Belt.
Thank you, President Joy. A constituent sent me a request yesterday that I realized I had addressed it once before, but I want to say it again. We showed up on a list, Visalia showed up on a list of the least educated in the country. And the article, though, was not framed exactly the way the headline was. And so as I explained to her, it was counting the number of college graduates per capita, and that it wasn't a grade on Visalia Unified. And that's what she was trying to point out. What are we going to do as a parent and a grandparent here in Visalia? So I want to once again commend Visalia Unified that we are working very, very hard. Thank you, Mr. Thompson, Mrs. Phillips, so many others, to actually bring up, of course, our basics, our foundations in our education system, and that whoever wants to measure the number of college graduates in Visalia can continue to do so, but it does not reflect on the education system of Visalia Unified or what we're endeavoring to do. Along with that is what all of you right now, this is our first meeting with our realignment of structure. You see people sitting in different places and some sitting elsewhere where they were before. Thank you once again, Superintendent Schrum, that we've taken a strategic plan that we've worked at. You've helped us work and develop this, and now aligned it to something that we can actually measure. Are we getting there? Are we accomplishing? We now have people and systems in place to actually be able to find out quarterly and next year as well, have we reached the goals that we have set? So thank you for all of you making some adjustments. There's even been some salary adjustments to align people with the system, so that's not just the system that just keeps getting more and more bloated and less accountable. The accountability is in place. Thank you for doing that. It's a positive accountability that we have only high expectations to be able to recognize and realize. If they don't happen, we will know what we need to do. We will have some idea, well, we need to realign or bring more resource or cut spending on, whatever isn't working. We're not just sticking our finger in the air and saying, oh, we should go this way now. So I appreciate that. I want to say thank you again, that we are making good strides. The numbers that we've heard tonight, I also want to highlight. There were some additional ones. The training that we talked about, 2,700 employees. I know of a few dozen, I think there's 22 of them, in the lower elementary music track, who also on their own signed up for an online webinar. I know because my teacher wife has been listening to them for the last couple of weeks, and we're singing songs like crazy, on and on, over and over. Can we download this one? Yes, we can do that, dear. Okay. And so that it is robust, the additional professional learning. Thank you for encouraging our staff to do that in the middle of their time off, so they can come back in a couple of weeks ready to go. Thank you.
Board Member Villegas.
Thank you, President Naylor. I wanted to comment on what Trustee Belt brought up, which is these studies which constantly look at areas within the Central Valley and lack of higher education, right, or least educated cities. And I want to bring up 2 points there. One is that I share those same studies with my students, and I talk to them about them. Bakersfield and Visalia, Hanford areas were often trading off 1 and 2 for least educated across the nation. And that to me is not a reflection of intelligence. That to me is a reflection of underinvestment in the Central Valley. From Sacramento, from Washington, D.C., why is it that we don't have a 4-year public university in Tulare or Kings County? Why is it that our students have to drive a minimum of 2 hours every single day, either to Fresno or Bakersfield, to try and finish their 4-year degrees? And I also want to applaud my colleagues on the board. At our last board workshop session, we had a very robust discussion about where we should set our goals in terms of A through G, career, college and career readiness, and setting more ambitious goals as a district to ensure that our students have the necessary requisites to go directly to a CSU or a UC. And so I want to applaud, my colleagues here for setting an ambitious goal. And I know our superintendent and our staff leading that charge are going to help change those outcomes and reverse those statistics that we're known for. Thank you.
Board Member Odo.
Yeah, I just want to reinforce things that were said previously. I'm wishing staff a great start to the school year and hope we all have a great school year coming forward. And I also want to appreciate the comments of Board Members Belt and Villegas here regarding the nature of adult education levels here in the county. And we are an underserved area in lots of different ways. And the report that Mr. Belt brings up really does tend to give folks the impression that we really don't do well with education at any level. And we do have a good public school system here, and we're working hard to make it better to serve the kids that are here. We have a community college here, which is a good community college. And I think really what people need to understand, the takeaway there beyond the data that comes forward, is that this is a county where folks come to work because there's opportunities for folks with limited education. The ag industry brings folks in, and those adults are included in those counts, which is why the counts look so skewed in a negative way. But if people come here to work and they raise their kids in our community, we create kids who are successful or are ready for a successful adult life and go to college. And that's why our work is so very, very important. When folks come here for work opportunities, we want to double down on that and give their kids educational opportunities, which leads to better futures. So thanks to you guys for bringing those points up.
I want to reiterate that also. Thank you very much, because that we work so hard every year, every day, trying to improve our education and make our students successful. And, when you hear an article like that, it's kind of disheartening, but you got to remember where that information is taken from.